Hello, and welcome to today's deep dive.
Hi, everyone, and hello to you listening right now.
Whether you were out for a walk or just, relaxing at home, we are really glad you are spending this time with us.
We really are. We have a great topic today.
Yes, today we are exploring a very old, very fundamental question.
The big one.
Exactly. The big question is, will couples stay in love forever?
It is such a huge question. And to look at this today, we're using a really wonderful short English text.
Right. The text is all about the secret to lasting love.
And what I love about this source material is that it is so simple. It uses everyday words.
But it does not hide from depth truth.
Not at all. It is very honest about human relationships.
I completely agree. Sometimes the deepest truths are the simplest ones.
Definitely.
So if you have ever looked at an older couple sitting quietly together and wondered, how do they do it?
How do they stay together for decades?
Yes, exactly. If you have ever wondered that, this deep dive is for you. We are going to unpack exactly what the text says about how love changes over time.
From that early fire to something much more lasting.
So let us get right into it. The text starts with a very famous comparison. It says, "Love is like a fire."
Love is a fire. It is a great image.
It is. When a relationship starts, it feels like a bright, hot flame.
Very hot. There is so much energy at the beginning. Everything is exciting and new.
You want to spend all your time with that person.
Right. It is a very powerful feeling. But the thing about a real fire is...
it can go out.
Exactly. It takes so much fuel to keep a fire burning that hot. There is always a danger that it just stops burning.
And that is a huge fear for so many couples, right?
Oh, absolutely.
People worry that when the excitement slows down, the love is disappearing.
They think the fire is going out, so the relationship must be failing.
But our source has a really comforting answer to this.
It does. It says that love does not just disappear.
It changes.
Yes. The text argues that love simply changes form. It is a natural shift.
Moving away from that loud, exciting fire is not a bad thing.
Not at all. The text uses two very specific words to describe what love becomes.
Right. It says love becomes deep and quiet.
Deep and quiet. I want you to really think about that for a second. Deep and quiet.
It is a beautiful way to say it, but I wonder, is it hard for people to accept that quietness?
I think it is. We're so used to excitement. A quiet relationship might feel like boredom to some people.
Like the fire is gone, so the room is just cold.
Right, but think of it more like a deep river. A deep river is very quiet, but it is incredibly strong.
That makes a lot of sense. The quietness is actually security.
Yes. You do not have to prove the love with loud, dramatic actions anymore.
You can just sit in the same room, maybe reading a book, and feel totally connected.
Exactly. It is a secure state. But the text is clear that this does not just happen by accident.
Right, which brings us to the actual secret. So what is the secret to staying in love, according to the text?
The main solution is communication.
Communication. We hear that word all the time.
We do. But the text is very specific about what this means.
It is not about having deep, heavy conversations every single day.
No, the daily habits are much simpler. Couples need to talk, and they need to listen to each other every single day.
Talk and listen. The listening part feels really important here.
It is given equal weight. Listening is just as important as talking.
Because if you only talk, you are just giving a speech.
Right, you are not connecting. True communication is a two-way street.
But doing that every single day sounds exhausting. When you are tired after work, truly listening takes a lot of energy.
It does take energy. That is why it has to be a habit. You listen to the small things.
Like complaining about traffic or talking about lunch.
Exactly. By listening to those small, everyday things, you build trust.
So when hard times come, you already know how to talk to each other.
You have the practice.
And speaking of small things, the text really highlights the power of small kindnesses.
Yes, very simple things. Saying thank you or saying I love you.
It almost sounds too simple.
It does sound basic, but doing it consistently over many years is actually very hard.
Because life gets busy. We get stressed about money or work.
And in all that stress, it is so easy to forget to say thank you to your partner.
You start to take them for granted. You assume they know you care.
But the text emphasizes that hearing the words really matters. And it makes a very sharp contrast here.
Right, it contrasts these small words with big gifts.
It says true love is not just about big gifts.
Like an expensive watch or a big vacation.
Those things are nice, sure, but they only happen once in a while.
You cannot build a daily relationship on a gift you give once a year.
Exactly. Sometimes people even use big gifts to make up for not listening the rest of the year.
That is such a good point. A big gift is easy when things are going well.
But the text explicitly says that lasting love is about supporting each other through hard times.
Hard times. That is the real test.
Illness, losing a job, family stress. A diamond ring does not fix those things.
No, it does not. What fixes it is steady support. Making a cup of tea or just saying thank you for working so hard.
Those simple daily acts of support are what hold a couple together when things get tough.
It is a safety net. It creates a safe environment.
And that feeling of safety is exactly what lets the early fire turn into that deep, quiet love.
So to show us what this looks like in real life, the text gives us a great example.
It talks about grandparents who have been married for 50 years.
50 years, half a century together.
It is amazing, and the detail the text shares about them is so sweet.
They still hold hands when they walk.
They hold hands. It is such a small, quiet gesture.
They are not trying to show off. It is just a simple physical connection.
But think about what that means after 50 years.
It means they have survived the hard times.
It represents thousands of days of listening, thousands of times saying thank you.
It is the ultimate proof of true love right there in that simple action.
It really is, growing old together like that.
But when you read about a couple like that, it makes you wonder, can anyone have that?
Is it just luck or finding the perfect person?
Right. Can everyone stay in love forever?
The text gives a very clear answer to this. It says it takes work.
It's not magic.
No, it is not magic. And to explain the kind of work it takes, the text gives us one final, beautiful metaphor.
Love is a garden.
Love is a garden.
Let us break that down. What does a garden need?
You have to take care of it every single day.
You cannot just plant seeds and walk away.
If you do, the flowers will die, and the weeds will take over.
So the work is never really done. You are always tending to it.
Yes. Tending a garden means doing small tasks consistently. You water it a little bit every morning.
You pull out a weed as soon as you see it.
Before it grows deep roots.
That is a perfect connection to what we were just saying. Pulling a small weed is like talking about a small problem before it turns into a huge fight.
Exactly. And watering the plants is like saying thank you every day.
It is steady, gentle work.
It is not about one massive effort. It is daily attention.
This has been such a great discussion of a very concise text. Let us quickly summarize the main takeaways for you listening.
So, according to the source, couples can stay in love forever.
But you have to accept that love changes. It goes from a bright, exciting fire to a quiet depth.
And to get there, you need daily habits.
Yeah.
You must talk and listen every single day.
You need to use simple words of kindness rather than relying on big gifts.
And you have to support each other through the hard times.
You treat your relationship like a garden.
You do the daily work of tending that garden, just like those grandparents holding hands after 50 years.
Beautifully said. But before we go, we want to leave you with one final thought.
Something for you to ponder on your own after this deep dive is over.
We know from the text that love is a garden that needs daily care. And we know that relationships change over time.
Right.
So if love is a garden that must be tended every day, how do those daily tasks shift when the inevitable seasons of life change?
What happens when the weather in your garden gets really harsh?
How do you tend your garden in the winter? It is something to really think about.
A great question to reflect on.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
It was a pleasure.
We encourage you to keep learning and, of course, keep tending your own gardens. We will catch you next time.